Hello everyone and welcome to Zidam Astrology once again. This is your continuing tarot series. I hope that you have been happy, healthy and safe, and let's hope that this reading will give you a new beginning, a change and a transformation. Okay, Water Trine, we are here once again at Zidam Astrology, bringing to you your tarot cards for the period July 10th to 31st 2022, and the first card we have here is the Eight of Cups, and that is the situation that you are currently facing, and it's all about probably your relationship, because cups is all about emotions. So you are finished, you are walking away, you're moving on, you've had enough, it's the end of a cycle. You have seen the wake-up call, as we say, after some soul searching. So that the Eight of Cups often turns up in a reading when you have lost interest in something. And this is all about a relationship. The Cups is all about relationship. So that nothing terrible needs to have happened, but you just don't feel the same anymore. You might have changed, grown up, matured, or possibly what had captivated you once, it has lost its appeal and fascination. You have become bored with it. It was not right for you. This card teaches us the lesson of impermanence, and it is often a tough one to accept. Things come to an end. Things are done. When you complete something, you have to move on, and probably this cycle is not for you in a relationship. And the relationship can be with your loved ones or with some group, some family. It tells us that we have to go out and try to get on or get about a new one, that because if we try to hold on to this relationship, it's not going to work out. It's just not going to happen, because we expect things, people, life situations to always stay the same once we are comfortable, but that never happens. That's not reality, as it were. If nothing happened or changed in the world, it would be a very boring place and nothing new would happen. Our creative juices would not flow. We wouldn't have anything new to look forward to, so it would be very boring. So impermanence is the lesson of this card. It's all about our personal world, and that we need to be exposed to new experiences or people. And it's not really surprising, because people don't like change. People just don't like change. But when we lose interest in something, our energy levels really drop, emotionally and psychologically. We feel down. We feel that I don't need to get up this morning because I don't really want to see that person or talk to those people, and there's a negativity about this card with the impermanence. So that is how you feel for the period July 10 to the 31st, that some things are coming to an end, but it's difficult to accept. And the only way you have to move on is for you to accept that it is coming to an end. And what has influenced this? Interesting. Temperance. And temperance is a card of balance. It's a card of peace, inner calm, a perspective. So probably you had a new perspective. Probably you had a time of peace where you had time to meditate and, look into yourself to understand what it is you really need, that you needed to move on, so that to create that balance in your life where what you have makes you happy and makes you want to feel things and do things and go out and enjoy, or have a conversation, or have a beer, or have a glass of wine, just seek new ideas and creative ways of living. Probably that is what brought you to this situation, that you have maintained or achieved that balance with temperance, for you to understand that this relationship is not for you. you know these cards indicate that you have found your inner calm, and you have a good perspective on things. It is a sign that a relationship can be harmonious, but with the Eight of Cups before it, it means that it wasn't, because it is impermanent. we have come to that conclusion for this period. So this is showing you the other side, you know, that it's not the relationship for you. And temperance can signify that, you know, you have found peace and tranquility and you are feeling content. And it can also suggest that you are truly in touch with who you are inside and what you value and your own moral compass. You know, nothing is learnt by rushing around and acting impulsively, so that you must carefully consider your next step, and you have to take your time to adjust and adapt to this new situation, so that you have to measure out a certain amount of water from one cup to the next, so that you know how much each element is needed in the mix to create the right combination for you, for your relationship to work. You know, because temperance stands for equilibrium, harmony, and moderation, which in turn brings a sense of inner peace. So that the blend that you're doing here, by letting go of your emotions and letting the person or the thing that you are attached to, letting it go, will help you heal and bring you something new. You know, pace yourself, not too fast, not too slow. Take it in moderation. And then what is the factors that you should consider? You know, your character, your attitude, and that King of Coins, which is the King of Pentacles. So you should consider that your success wealth, that you having the Midas touch, gives you reward. You know, the King of Pentacles can turn his hand to just about anything as he approaches everything in a sensible and practical manner. So that is your character and attitude. That is the factors that you have to consider. A practical and sensible manner in which to move forward. You know, the King of Pentacles is a hard worker. You know, he doesn't rush into things, just like temperance doesn't rush into things. The King of Pentacles is conscientious of his commitments and responsibility. He is reliable and he is steady, and he will turn up when he says he will and keep his promises. So that is what you have to do. If you are promising to move on, but in a good way, then you need to keep your promises. Don't take baggage with you. The emotional baggage from the Eight of Cups, don't take it with you. Understand through temperance that this is something that you have to let go. This is somebody who's not making your life any sweeter, and you can't grow with them because it is impermanent. It is not for you, you know. And while you are slow to anger, you can be counted upon to work in a crisis, because this is the King of Pentacles. So that you can be stubborn, you know, and you dig your heels in and refuse to budge in an issue, but don't be that person. Create the balance with temperance, you know. You like to get your own way, but in a general life, do it in, you know, a kind of a charming manner, an affable manner. Don't be hasty and negligent and ignorant. Don't be that. Create the balance. And what is the advice that the guides are telling you? You know, what is the solution and probably the timing for what you need to achieve? It is the Queen of Pentacles. So the yin and yang of Pentacles here. And the Queen is also about success and wealth and, you know, luxury and fine living and all that you want to create to be rich and successful and to have stability and freedom, you know. And this card actually is for success through practical planning and having a realistic approach. So the King of Coins is supported and enabled by the Queen of Coins, so that what the King of Coins is telling you to do, the Queen of Coins is also telling you to do. You know, the Queen is well aware of her strengths and abilities. She knows that it is necessary to work hard and to achieve all her dreams and ambitions. So that this impermanent person in your life, you need to let go, but in a balanced manner, in a practical manner, in a logical manner, because you know that is what people expect from you. Don't be ignorant, don't be hasty, don't fly off the handle. The Queen is supporting the actions of the King, and Pentacles is usually a long period. It's not going to be today for tomorrow. You are going to take your time to cut this person off, or this something that you are emotionally attached to. It's going to take you some time to let go. But the Queen of Coins tells you to approach issues in a no nonsense manner and you will be successful. She tells you to set goals and work towards them, set steadily, because this is the wisdom and maturity that she's bringing to your reading here today. You might want to have the finer things in life, but you need to be organized. You need to be pleasant. You need to be charming and loyal. You need to be nurturing, so that this person who's coming to you, or if you are this person, it can be from an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. So that water trine, if this person comes in your life, embrace them, accept them. And what is the outcome of all of this advice that is being given to you? It is the Queen of Cups. And the Queen of Cups is a dreamer. She is a loyal, faithful, and devoted, service-oriented person. The Queen of Cups is there to challenge you with your emotions and to tell you that at the end of the day, the Queen of Cups will ask you to take a closer look at yourself. You know, be compassionate, caring, sensitive, connect with others, connect with somebody who can bring that joie de vivre to you. The Queen of Cups has an intuition, and that intuition is very powerful and is only rivaled by the one of the High Priestess. And the High Priestess keeps secrets, but the Queen of Cups reflects other person's emotions. She has that intuition, that ability. Not as psychic as the High Priestess, but she has that ability to read people. Most time the Queen of Cups can represent the trusted inner voice within you, so that you know what you have to do to have the impermanence of the Eight of Cups removed from your life in a balanced way. Because the King of Coins is there, the Queen of Coins is there, the Queen of Cups is there. They are all matured, knowledgeable, intelligent, controlled, logical, reliable people. And balance is there too, for you to understand that you can't be extreme. You have to create the balance to get this, to understand what is happening with you for this period. So, water trine, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, this is your reading for the period July 10th to 31st, 2022. I always wish to include Bhagwan in my videos because he has brought me this far, and I wish that he will carry me further through my actions and thoughts and words and deeds. I always wish the same to you. I usually end my videos on this slide, but I'd like to indicate that, because of this new concept that I've brought in to Zidam Astrology with the Trine concept of giving you three horoscope signs instead of individual signs for a reading, I have made a tutorial slide that I've left at the end of this video for you to look at, for you to digest, for you to understand. If you have any questions or queries, drop me a line at Zidam Astrology or at zida55@outlook.com. And this is how I work, this is how I do my teaching. I always like to share, I always like to transfer knowledge. So thank you once again for staying with me, for sticking with me. I ask that you share, you sign up, you subscribe. Be happy, healthy, and safe until we meet again. This is just a reminder on what the water trine signs are. They are Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. I have gone through this information on previous videos on my channel. So should you have any questions, please drop me a line at zida55@outlook.com or on my blog zidamastrology.com. Okay, this is your tutorial. As I mentioned to you in this video, that I'm going to leave a tutorial so that you can see why I have formulated the trine concept to read horoscopes at Zidam Astrology rather than read individual signs from Aries to Pisces for you. And I've found in my research and in my reading and from my teachings that there are commonalities between the tarot and the Kundali, which is your birth chart in Vedic astrology. So that these are the commonalities that have aligned together, that have created a method that will utilize the tarot and Vedic astrology to read and analyze for you in the trine concept. And this is a Kundali or birth chart taken randomly on somebody born on April 21st, 2022 at 6 a.m. And this person's birth chart or natal placements are here for you to see that these are the placement. This is the fate of this person. This is the ascendant or lagna, as we say in Vedic astrology, where we say this is the first house of the 12 houses in the zodiac sign. So wherever the ascendant or lagna falls is where we denote in Vedic astrology your first house. And in this particular chart we go clockwise from Aries to Pisces, so that we'll know where your first to 12th house falls. So your first house is Aries, your 12th house will be Jupiter. And each house in Vedic astrology denotes something. It denotes your wealth, your family, your siblings, your relatives, your children, your marriage, your father, your mother, your work, your career, your community, your luck, your spirituality, your illnesses, whether it's chronic or routine, you know, how you will earn your money, how you will lose your money, a multiplicity of things. And each of these houses has its significations that we read for you in Vedic astrology. So this is your natal chart. This is your fate. You cannot change the positioning of these planets in your Kundali, because this is the placement of the planets when you were born, the time you were born, and the place you were born. However, you cannot change fate, but you can change destiny. And destiny comes from the transit of the planets, because each of these planets, they move from one sign to the next during particular periods. And you can change your destiny through your freedom of expression and will, through your ambition, through your courage, so that you can change destiny. You can't change fate. And the transit of planets will give you a chance to change your destiny. And transits, planets move, as we see here, Saturn every 2.5 years, and so on and so forth. This is how planets move from one sign to the next. Neptune takes 14 years to move from one sign to the next. Mercury takes 1 month. Sun takes 1 month. And you will see these are the 12 planets that I deal with at Zedam Astrology, so that they are the ones that I look at and how they move. And every placement of a planet in a particular sign says something, does something, has an aspect on your natal planet, and it throws out potential or a pathway for you to understand what can be happening. You know, it is the natal chart is a map of what the sky was like on the day, for us to know ourselves and to better understand the types of energy we have available for each moment and situation in life. And because of the transits where destiny can be changed, we can say that this placement is not decisive, but it shows options and it marks pathways in which we can utilize to make choices during our lifetime. And then we have the source code of astrology, and that FEAW is basically fire, earth, air, and water. Those are the trines that I look at, and the 4 elements are the source code of astrology, and they are the blueprint of your soul. You know, you become the architect of your destiny by using this blueprint of our soul. And the blueprint of our soul, one of the trines that I use, because it's the foundation, you know, one of the trines that I use is the Dharma Trikona. And the Dharma trine tells you that, you know, this is the trine that keeps us on the soul's mission, the accumulated merit and the manifestation of past karma. And this 159 denotes the houses 1, 5, and 9. And as you see, we have fire, earth, air, and water trines. So this is the source code of astrology. And tradition holds that religious duty, or dharma, is the primary aim of human life, since it is the foundation which you develop your wisdom and your discretion to pursue wealth, which is artha, which is another trine, happiness, karma, which is a third trine, and we pursue these wealth and happiness from the wisdom we get from dharma, so that we will not compromise our chances of liberation, which is moksha, which is the fourth trine. But I use the first trine because it is the foundation, it is the primary aim of your birth on this earth. And Hinduism describes the dharma trine as the natural universal laws whose observance enables us to be contented and happy, and to save ourselves from degradation and suffering. So that dharma is the moral law combined with spiritual discipline that guides our life, and this is what the dharma trine is. And I'm just going to pull up another version of the zodiac circle, the 12 signs, and I'll just give you an example, so that this random Kundali or birth chart gives you Aries as the ascendant. And with Aries as the ascendant, that will be the first house. The first house will be Aries, the fifth house will be Leo, and the ninth house will be Sagittarius. And this is the trine. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius is the fire trine. And with the fire trine, even if your first bhava is Leo, then Leo will be your first house, Sagittarius will be your fifth, and Aries will be your ninth. You will still remain in that trine if your ascendant moves from Aries to Leo or Sagittarius. And remember, your ascendant moves every 2.5 hours every day from one zodiac sign to the next in Vedic astrology. And then we have the earth trine, and the earth trine can begin with Taurus. And if it begins with Taurus, then you would have as your fifth house, you will have Virgo. As your ninth house, you will have Capricorn, and this is your earth trine. Then your air trine will be Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. That is your air trine. And obviously your water trine will then be Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, so that all your signs are taken care of there, as you see. So these are the trines. And why I do the horoscope in trines is because Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, when one is activated, each of these are activated because they are in a trine. They are in a dharma trine, where your duty, where your vision, where your wisdom are all created for you to understand that first house is you are born, then fifth house is your children, and the ninth house is your father. So you get the circle of evolution. Your father produces you with your mother. Your mother helps you throughout your life. When you are an adult, then you produce children. And that is where you get this circle of evolution, so that the dharma trine here is what connects each of these three signs in the zodiac. And then we have the tarot deck. And the tarot deck, as we know it, has wands, pentacles, swords, and cups. And you will see that the wands is with fire, the pentacles is earth, and swords are air, and cups are water. So that here now we have the commonality between the tarot deck and the zodiac astrology, the source code of astrology. So that this is what I find with the commonalities, there are so many other things that I can speak about, but this is the basic. This is the basic. And if we have to talk about, a tarot spread, that my go-to tarot spread is the Tetractys. And the Tetractys tarot spread comes from that Greek philosopher Pythagoras, who threw out for us the Pythagoras theorem. And he can be viewed as a Vedic Brahmin, because three of the things he did or believed in was that he wore white exclusively, he was a vegetarian, and he believed in reincarnation. And his theorem existed in the Sanskrit texts in India. So that, there we have the commonality again. And then even so, the tarot deck, the fire is clubs, pentacles is diamonds, swords is aligned to spades, and cups is aligned to hearts. So this is where we get the commonalities. This is where I can utilize a union of tarot and Vedic astrology to bring you a complex issue, but a different take on reading your birth chart, because you cannot live by yourself, you weren't born by yourself, and you can't grow up by yourself. There is a community, and that community brings the trine, so that you feel comfortable if you are in the fire trine with people from Leo and Sagittarius if you were born in Aries. Likewise, it goes so for the other trines. So this is my research, this is my method that I use, and I hope I was clear, complete, and concise. I ask that you share, sign up and subscribe, review my videos, look at my transit series, and I will join you next time. Thank you so much. This final informational slide tells you about its synergy between Vedic astrology and tarot based on my research at Zeram Astrology. And I ask that you look at it, you understand it, you digest it. If you don't understand, as I said, look at my previous videos or drop me a line at zedamastrology.com or zeda55 at outlook.com.